Right, guys, I've run out of space. It's a 22-minute video. Right, so you'll listen later on in the video. I'm chatting about immigration, and I'm actually chatting about what's going to happen. I will make a separate video because I have actually, you know, I have actually run out of space on this video. Okay, guys, so I will make a separate video on immigration and the British Consulate getting involved and my overstay in the Philippines. So that's what I'll actually, start to chat about. Okay, guys. Right, in other words, I'll have to make a separate video. So later on in the video, I'm chatting about immigration and the British consulate and overstay. Right, guys, so because there's music playing, I'm actually doing a voiceover. So, like I said, thanks for the great comments. Have a great day, but I will make a separate video about overstaying in the Philippines, and it's much more complicated than what you think. Good morning from Mercia. Right, I can't hear no music. This camera looks a bit dark actually. Let me try and move round. So we've got another typhoon coming to Bacolod City. So a typhoon's going to hit here. I mean, there's that many damn typhoons. We're in that typhoon weather. And we can laugh about it till it hits. And you just never know how hard it's going to hit. But if it does hit Bacolod City very hard, wow. It really is bad, guys. If you never experienced a typhoon, I've experienced a mild typhoon where I thought it were going to blow the house down, and I've seen full strength typhoons. Where a tree like this. So you can see a tree like this here. So a tree like that, wow. I've actually seen online, on YouTube, it's just twisted it and ripped it. So typhoons are unreal, and it's a really big threat to the Philippines. So if you've experienced this last super typhoon, guys, God bless. We're in Mercia, we're in the plaza. We've been to a birthday this morning. So we got invited with a friend of ours, which were really nice. So like I said, God bless, if there's a typhoon here. Jovaline's talking. Don't know what she's on about. She's laughing. I think I've been bit by mosquitoes. Well, I know I have, because I've got my foot's bleeding. Always sewing, so I've always, when I pick a sew up and I start to sew, I always get sewn, and I always get a bit of a I always get a bit of a so I'm trying to take my shoe off here. So that's where we are. We're actually here in the plaza. Been scratching my foot, it's bleeding, so that's because it were itching that much, and I think that's with damn mosquitoes. So like I said, I hope everyone's fine. I went on Facebook last night, and I weren't on there long because I do actually spend a little time on Facebook, not really much. I'm normally YouTube, I'm a little bit on TikTok. Finding a lot of the things a waste of time, and you can't listen to all the lies and all the hype. You can make £20,000 a week and all this bull. You can if you're like very, very, you're an influencer. You can work towards it, but it's not very, very easy. And a lot of people have it easy because they're already, they're in movies, etc. But you can do it if you work at it. Right, so I'm babbling on here. So a lot of these negative comments. So what to your negative comment? If you want to make a nice comment, fine. If you want to make a bad comment, who cares? So that's it, we're in the plaza. So alright guys, take care, God bless. And like I said, life. Now, I've just been chatting to a friend of mine. Well, not chatting exactly. He's just messaged me. And England, I'm hand-holding. So back in England, actually what's happening is the dark nights are coming. So it's going to be winter and it's going to be very, very cold. We're here, it's too hot, very humid, and we've got typhoons on the way. So England, you know, if I get back this year, God almighty, I'm going to be freezing. Thanks for the support, guys. Thanks for the great comments. Please like, please subscribe, please share the videos. Please help supporting the way of a dollar, and God bless. Very much appreciated, guys, for the kind words and the kindness. Have a great day from Mercia Plaza, Negros Occidental. Like I said, another damn typhoon coming. Hopefully it doesn't hit Bacolod. When I say Bacolod, Mercia, Consulate, Le Carletta, the island of Negros. If it comes across, if it hits Bacolod, it could go away through Negros. But like I said, I hope everyone's fine and taking care. And a happy birthday. Take care, God bless. Let's see if we can get some of these. Right, I'm actually just taking a video of these guys playing baseball. And you know, baseball, you know, I actually know about baseball, and it's not very good for your joint, is it? You know, it's a lot of elbow, so you can really hurt your elbow. So it looks like baseball has actually come to the plaza, and it looks like they're getting everyone into baseball. So from basketball to netball, it looks like now they've started to do a lot of baseball. And you can see they're in this morning. They were here before we got here at 8 o'clock this morning, and we're 5 miles away. So you know, these guys have been practicing early this morning, and that's to beat the sun, guys. They'll be in the plaza if they're training, whatever training, practice they're doing. They're here early because the sunshine, and it gets very, very, very hot. So it gets very, very hot, and that's what they do, you know. They get here early in the morning to beat the sun. So about 10 o'clock it gets red, red, red hot. And that's why these guys are in here at 6 o'clock in the morning, some before, you know, practicing, because it's just that hot. It's really crazy hot. So simple as that, really. I don't know if it's an holiday, because no one's at school.
Opong, then
Opong?
Then it will landfall in Bicol Friday.
Right.
Bicol region.
Bicol region.
Yeah, Bicol.
This other typhoon, don't think it's a super typhoon, but a typhoon's really bad, and it does kill. Right, so this one's gonna Bicol. It's going this new typhoon's going to land in Bicol. But you know, I actually saw on Facebook this morning it was Bacolod.
Friday.
Bacolod City. So I actually saw it was Bacolod City, and it's obviously it's going to hit here because I've seen the map. I've seen the typhoon, so I know it's going to hit Bacolod City.
Friday.
What's the name on it? Friday. That. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm back at the house now, guys. I'm here in the plaza, and I've got to do a voiceover, unfortunately. I am chatting here in the plaza, actually, about the typhoon. Another one coming. Think it's coming to... You'll hear it earlier on in the video, I'm sure you will, but I'm sure it's going to hit Bacolod City. Anyway, God bless, you know. These typhoons are not very good. Right, so we came to Mercia earlier this morning. We came to Mercia to a birthday. So it was a nice little birthday party, and the little girl was 1. So happy birthday. And now we're back, actually. We're back in Mercia, you know, in the province. So we're back at the house. I had some good ideas this morning, but I'm going to make a separate video. I've already done the video, and you'll see it anyway. Something to do with sugarcane. Right, so I looked on my messages this morning, round about, I think about 9 o'clock. We got into the Mercier at 8, looked in my messages about 9 o'clock, 9:30, because I had a internet connection here in the plaza, free Wi-Fi. And Paul, and it were about immigration. So one of my good followers, good subscribers, actually sent me a message, and I think the channel were called John and Summit. I'll have a look in the description, in the messages, and I went onto YouTube and I looked for this channel. And then when I found a channel what were on about immigration, you know, I lost my connection, lost my internet connection. So when I get an internet connection, I'll look at the channel and listen to the channel. Now, you know, immigration, overstay. So it were overstay. So the message asked me, you know, Paul, do you watch any other expats videos? No, I don't watch other people's videos. You know, I never ever watch other people's videos. I watched videos on YouTube, but I don't watch expats. 5 or 6 years ago, 3 or 4, at least 4 years back, I used to watch a lot of expats videos here in the Philippines. You know, just wanting to know and learn about the Philippines. But as it is now, no, very, very, very rare I watch other people's videos. But sometimes, you know, maybe once a month, I might watch somebody's YouTube video, expat, but it's very, very rare. You know, because I've watched that many in the past, so it's very rare I actually watch other people's videos, expat videos. But I got a message this morning, you know, immigration, overstay. So Paul, you know, I think it was John and Summits, and there were these two guys were on about immigration, overstay. Right, so overstay. There's a lot more to it. I will try and watch the video. So thanks, you know, thanks for the message, and I will try and search the video and watch the video. And there's quite a lot to it, you know, overstay. Right, so a lot of you guys, I'm not harping about it very long. I will make a separate video sooner or later. So a lot of you guys, you know, I've got some bad comments about overstay. In fact, I got one last night on Facebook, but I just thought it was funny, and I didn't really reply to it. I just blocked it. So I might have made a reply, then blocked it. But you know, overstay here in the Philippines, it's a lot more complicated than what you think. Right, so why overstay? Well, a foreigner comes here, runs out of money, he makes a mistake, and a lot of you guys, a lot of you guys are not 2 minutes and stabbing someone in the back and saying bad things about other people, and that just shows what kind of people you are. But there is a lot of nice, friendly people that do give advice, and you know, which is nice to meet intelligence, and it's nice. But I have got people with intelligence that do make intelligent comments, and I've got 1 or 2 good friends, and you know, a lot of good subscribers, and a good few what make comments, so much appreciated. Right, so let me get to it. It's a lot more deep than what you think, you know. Right, a lot of your people think it's just simple. Oh, just go to immigration, tell immigration this, tell immigration that. You check the previous videos, very, very hard to get in touch with immigration. If you haven't got the money for the phone call, very hard. And I've sent a lot of messages to immigration. They haven't got back to me. But you know, let's look at the start of it, the start of the overstay. So the start of the overstay is you run out of money. And you think, wow, you made a big mistake. You know you've made a mistake. And my mistake was I thought I'd get monetised. I am now monetised, and I'd be able to pay the immigration out of me money, out of me monetisation money. And that's not so, because I need to go back to England to get my monetisation sorted out. So I landed flat on my face, so to speak. And, you know, you've got to think, a foreigner, I don't like this expats. I don't know, I don't understand the word expat. So let me just say foreigner, me personally. A foreigner comes to the Philippines, he meets a girl, he marries a Filipina. Now that guy is a foreigner, as far as I'm concerned, married to a Filipina girl. He might have got kids, he might have got a family, he's got no business here, he's got no job here, he's run out of money here. So, you know, you can see it's a really big problem for the foreigner, right? Expat, explain that one to me, expat. Right, so, you know, maybe I'm missing that one. But the foreigners here, so now I'm a foreigner, I'm in a relationship with a Filipina, and for me, I can just walk away. It's easy to walk away, anybody can do that. But you have to think about other people as well. And in reality, because I've experienced it, I know what I'm talking about. In reality, you've got you've got a girlfriend here, you've got dogs here, you've got an house here, and yeah, of course I'd like to go back to England tomorrow, start work, get working, get some money together, and send money back to the Philippines. I've got a daughter here in the Philippines. She needs money, and she's my priority. She's the number one priority above all else. You know, and then like there's Jovelyn here, a girlfriend here, don't know what's going to happen when I move away. But it'd be nice if I could go back to England and send support. So it's okay, a lot of, you know, nasty, horrible little people who I don't normally listen to, coming out with all this, go to immigration and do this and do that. It's not that simple. It's simple enough for me to walk away, yeah, but you've got a life here. So if any one of you knows what you're talking about, we've got a life here. Expats have got a life here, and it's really nice if any of you expats or foreign guys do get in touch with me and send me a good positive message, right? You know, I don't like the arrogance, and I don't like the stupid, you know, arrogant messages what a lot of you guys have actually sent in the past. So I'm all ears, and if any of you guys have got any advice, okay, you've got advice, and I'll listen to it. But I've not got really long, I might have to make a separate video on this. And, you know, let's face it, right, so now I go to immigration by Consulate, and I say, look, you know, look, I've run out of money, I ain't got no money, this, that, and I tell them all score, which they're not going to be interested in, they're going to be interested in the money. I ain't got no money, and it's going to be, have you got family what can send money? No, I don't have family that'll send money, I don't have a family that'll send a penny, and it's as simple as that. Do you have any money here in the... No, I don't have a business. I don't have no money. It's as simple as that. This is me talking to the immigration. You know, I don't have a penny. Okay. So what happens? You go to jail, you go to prison, you go to immigration, prison, and you get locked up. Now, I don't know what it's like in there, if it's dog eat dog, you're going to have to fight to survive, right? Because you're here in the Philippines. You're not here in England. You're in the Philippines. And I've got faith in the Filipino people. You know, I've got faith. A lot of lovely people here in the Philippines. But I've got faith in the Philippines. So, the worst case scenario, right, you go to immigration, they lock you up, and then British Consulate come, you know, British Consulate get in touch and they come here to the Philippines, you're locked up in a prison, and as far as I'm aware, they're actually going to help you as a British citizen to get back to England, and you might have to pay all the money back, which is fine. Or you might be banged up in prison, immigration prison, you might be banged up for 3 months, 4 months, and they might think, well, this guy's not going to pay his money, he can't pay his money, we'll learn him a lesson. So we'll make an example of this foreigner, and we'll make him do 6 months, a year, and then they might threaten, well, you're not going anywhere till you pay this immigration. So I will say to you, this is me, guys, saying to immigration, look, I ain't got no money. If I'm going to be here a year, I'll be here a year. If I'm going to be here 2 years, I'll be in prison 2 years, okay. However long I'm going to be in immigration prison, I'm going to be there. It's not going to help anyone, it's not going to help. And it's as simple as that. So I'm actually running out of time because I can see it's a 22-minute video. So I will touch on this topic, but I'm quite aware what's going to happen. And then when you get in prison, you don't know who's going to be in there. So, you've got to look after yourself. Keep out of trouble. If you have to fight, you're going to have to fight. This is the Philippines, like I said. And I am quite aware what goes off. So, I'm not some type of soft touch, even though I might come across as one. But that's as simple as that. I don't have the money to pay immigration, and it's just how things go, guys, right? It's just how it goes, and that's what's basically will happen. Hopefully my consulate, the British Embassy, will help me to get back to England, and I can get back to work, and I can pay the British consulate back, and I can pay the Philippines what I owe the Philippines. But that's what happens when you get silly fines. Right, guys, like I said, that's what happens when you get a fine, and whether that fine runs on and I cannot enter the Philippines till I pay it. So I'm quite aware that what's going to happen, and I'm quite aware prison's no joke here in the Philippines, and I can actually look after myself, and I don't fear it. I'll face it. But I'm all ears, and it's very interesting if any of you guys do want to send a message and tell me what's going to happen. But as I'm actually chatting on this video, I am very, very aware what happens in prison, and I'm very aware what might happen in immigration. It might run smoothly. It